Hey guys, welcome to your chordal lesson of the week with Monochrome Seasons. This week I want to make a follow-up on my collaboration with Chords of Orion. If you haven't seen the ambient guitar meditation on my channel, you could click on the I right here and watch the video. So for the song on my channel, I opted to make a drony, spacey, contemplative backing track so that Bill could play his ebow on top. So I opted to play in the key of E so I could always use my E string open. I think when you're collaborating with other musicians, you have to give them the freedom to be creative and to make decisions. That's why I chose to voice my chords in a modal neutral way. So basically all of my voicings were using the root, second, fourth, and fifth notes of an E scale. Sometimes I cheated and I added a flat seventh to have more choices of voicing. Voicing your chords that way gives a very ambiguous result because you don't have a third, so you cannot know if it's a major or minor mode. So it gives a lot of freedom to the other musician to play the modes according to what mood he's hearing in the backing track. You can see on that sheet all the modes that are associated with all the notes that I have chosen. So you could play a Dorian mode, a Mixolydian mode, and an Aeolian mode. So this is the perfect backing track to decide if it's a major or minor mode, or even to toggle between both and make some changes of modes inside of the piece. You can hear that Bill decided to use most of all the Mixolydian mode because he heard more things in major. So when you want to play neutral modal backing tracks like this, you have to avoid the thirds and the sixth as much as possible because they really color the overall tone of the piece and the player has to choose a very specific mode. I think it's a good way of doing it because if you have a very clear chord progression with 4 notes per chords, sometimes it screams for a certain melody or certain harmony and it gives a lot less freedom for your collaborator. So I will show you some examples of voicings that I've chosen for that particular piece. The first one is like this. And it's a very basic chord. So we've got a root, a fifth, another root, another fifth, another root, and finally a second on top. So it's a very neutral chord with a little second color on top. But it's basically a very empty voicing with only roots and fifths. The second one is like this. So we've got the root as an open E as always. Here I put the fourth here, the flat seventh, the root, and the fifth. The next one is like this. So once again, we've got the fifth, the root, the fourth, and the flat seventh. So it's just basically an inversion of that one, but here. Here's another one. So basically on this one, we've got a flat seventh, a second, a fifth, and a root. So you see the point, you can play in any order that you want all of those degrees from an E scale. So I only used an E, an F sharp, an A B, and a D. And I played with the order of the notes and the voicings and the inversions all over my fretboard. So that way Bill could really decide on the mood for the piece. That's it for this lesson. Tell me in the comment section, Do you like when I show you my thought process on my songs that I composed or played? I think it's a great way to show some other interesting things on guitar. So tell me in the comment section if you want to see more of this kind of lessons. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and until next time, au revoir!